Hello, I'm so glad you came across this video. Thank you so much for clicking and thank you for being here. If you are watching this video right now, it's just because it is meant to happen. Believe me. This is my third time recording this same message and second time editing this video. Oh my God. The first time I recorded this video, I was done. Like I spoke from the heart. Aww. I said everything I wanted to say. Guess what? The video got lost. Till now, I don't know where that video is. I don't know how to find it. I couldn't find it on my device and it was really painful. I'll be very honest. Second time, I had commenced editing and before I knew it, it was a crash. Oh my God. And I couldn't retrieve it. I became discouraged. I almost didn't want to do it again, but I told myself, no, that means there's something about this message that needs to get to somebody and I have to do it. So if currently you're watching this video, I'm happy that it's finally out. So today, what are we talking about? I want to talk very briefly, but I want it to also capture everything I have in mind. I want to talk about the power of energies, the reality of energies. And when I say energies, I'm not talking about electricity or power supply or energy, oil and gas. I'm speaking about vibrational energy. And maybe you have heard something about it before. You've heard how people will say, oh, I don't like somebody's vibe. Oh, that lady, she gives me a bad vibe. Or that lady, I love her vibe. Or that guy, oh, I don't like his vibe. When people say vibe was taken from vibration. So it's vibrational energy. That's an entire course on its own. So that's not what I'm really here to talk about. I just want to talk about how we should not take energies for granted. Call it vibrations, call it anything that makes you understand it the way you should. So the reason I decided to talk about this is because of an experience I had recently. I had been invited to a program, an event, as a matter of fact. When I got that invitation, I was excited. You know why? Because the event encapsulated everything that I believe in, like things that are very relatable. So when I read the concept note that came with the event, I was particularly excited. I was looking forward to everything that would be said, to even meeting people. I could imagine the people that would be in the room because for such topics that were going to be discussed, I believe that the invitation was also not frivolous. There were going to be intentional people in the room. There were going to be people, you can imagine the people who will be in the room, people who share the same values as myself, the same ideologies and things like that. So I really looked forward to the event. And to make it even more beautiful, the event was going to be more than a day. It was almost like a week-long event. So it was going to be a good time. So I had planned myself, arranging. That's how I like to feel about things. If I am about to be part of something and I feel good energy and I feel great, I usually love it. Like we all like to feel like that, don't we? Fast forward, I traveled for the event and I got there. Oh my God, it was everything I imagined and more. So there were already, I could see things that made me happy. And I promised myself that I was also going to be as much of an asset as I was going to be a participant. So I didn't want to be that person who just entered the space to take and take and take. I also wanted to give back. I wanted to also just engage. I wanted to contribute and things like that. So I looked forward. Day one, it was mostly registrations and we did what we needed to do. So the D-Day arrived and I got into the venue and I saw familiar faces. I saw people. I was happy. Then something happened. So there was this person whom I knew before as well. And this person sat beside me. And that was going to be the killer for the event. But I didn't realize. So it was a lot of exchange of pleasant, like, oh, have you been? This, that, boom. And I kid you not, by the time the event started, this person was full of so much negativity, almost palpable bitterness. You know, this person was full of so much negative vibration that it was alarming for me at first. Remember, the energies are now at cross purposes. I was coming with so much positivity, and there was this person coming with so much negativity and so on. I made my first mistake. My first mistake was remaining in that space. Second mistake was listening to what this person had to say. Third mistake was engaging with the negativity. Fourth mistake, perhaps, was trying to dissuade this person from the line of negativity and trying to sell positivity. Yes, and I'll break it down. It sounds like, oh, how can that be negative? But let me give an example. So for everybody who passed by us, this person had something terrible to say, something, a bitter experience here and there. It was a lot. It was a lot. So as I said, I made my first mistake staying there. Then my second mistake was listening. So I think because also I didn't want to seem like a snob or give the impression that I was pushing them away or blowing them off, I also kind of listened. Terrible mistake. So for every negative comment, I'll say, no, what if, just trying to mistake, don't do it. That was a mistake on my part because you don't engage negativity with objectivity. No. Sometimes you flee. It's okay to.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
There could be many reactions to a negative vibration or to a negative energy. It's just like the psychological reactions that we know, sometimes fight, sometimes fly, sometimes fry. But my candid advice would be flee. You know when the Bible says, flee every appearance of evil, flee. And I know why I'm saying so, because it is your duty to guard your energy, to protect your energy. So I'm not saying that when you see people who are genuinely in need of a positive outlook that you can't help, you should be able to help. But remember, first of all, you are not, except you're a trained therapist or psychologist. Don't give yourself a duty, a responsibility that God has not given you, especially when even you are still struggling with your own positivity and trying to sanitize your environment. Energies matter. Oh my God. Let's fast forward. So each time I try to engage the negativity with objectivity to say, oh no, maybe, what if, perhaps, perchance, I was there speaking English when I was supposed to run. By day 2, I didn't consciously realize that my spirit was beginning to drop. My excitement about the program had dropped considerably. My enthusiasm, my joy, it had really dropped. And this person consistently sat by me. So for every item on the agenda that they brought up, she had either a snide remark or a condescending statement or something that just vilified anybody in that room. So by day 2, I hadn't realized consciously just how much that negative energy around me had affected me. But guess what? I had come into the room with the expectation of contributing and engineering dialogues and engaging and all of that. By day 2, I hadn't said a word. I didn't contribute. And by the time they were asking for contributions, I realized that I had reservations. I had like a pullback and I didn't actively engage in that space. By day 3, my mood was, let's say 30%. I realized that I was just a bit skeptical. I was suspicious. Thankfully, there's this thing I do, self-reflection every day before I go to bed, sometimes actively, sometimes even subconsciously. It's like an evaluation of my day, like what went right, what went wrong, and things like that. So it occurred to me that I was a bit gloomy, in fact, disinterested. I was not quite happy. So I asked myself, what's going on? And boom, it did not take long before I realized that it is the energy I had been accommodating in my space. It was just everything that had been said. So apparently, like a sponge, I had been absorbing and absorbing. Even the times I was trying to engage the negativity with positivity, it wasn't my business to do that. You know why? Number one, because the time I had in that space was very limited. well, just more or less a week, in fact, less than a week that I had in that space. Then number two, I'm not a trained therapist for somebody who came with a negative mindset. Then number three, maybe it was not entirely bad that I tried at first to be positive and to encourage positivity. But the moment I observed a pushback, I should have pulled back as well. So if you're trying to support somebody to come into positivity and you as much as observe a resistance, that is all the clue you need. Get out of the space.
Get out right here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
So that's what I did not do. So by day 3, thankfully, I did some self-reflection and it dawned on me like, whoa, what is going on here? Like I was totally down. I hadn't made one single contribution. I wasn't actively enjoying anything that was happening anymore. It was an absolute opposite of the spirits I came in with. You know, everything I had looked forward to. I wanted to make new connections. I wanted to chat with people. I wanted to check in with people. Anybody who knows me by now knows how much I value community. So that's one of the things I really wanted to curate and nurture in that space. By day 3, I hadn't. Day 4, day 4, can you guess what I did? By the time I entered that space, of course, this person was already waiting for me, like sitting in our usual corner, waiting for me to like, I moved. I went to find another space. I wriggled my way into the midst of some people I saw who were really looking happy and looking cheerful and excited. There was a group of people somewhere else. They were looking really happy. I hadn't even noticed them the entire time because I was almost drowned in somebody's negativity. So by the time I spotted these people, I just entered their midst and sat down. I needed energy booster at that point. So I just went into that space. I sat with them and I noticed that there was so much positivity in that space. I didn't even have to do anything. I just needed to repair the energy that had been damaged, you know, that sort of thing. And it helped. And I'm really thankful that I caught myself the moment I did. I had lost some time, to be honest. I paid a price. And the price I paid was that the time I was supposed to have invested in being really useful to myself and being useful to other people, I had absorbed negative energy and so on. But thankfully, there was still room for redemption, which is another thing. No matter how far you think you are gone in a wrong direction, the moment you realize it is what you do in that moment that matters. So for me, I was able to retrace my step. I had lost some days, but I was able to at least quickly get a few things in order and things like that. Things I could have contributed, I didn't contribute, but that's okay. Opportunities sometimes can revisit. Hopefully they do revisit us often. I pray, you know, so that's what I did. So by day 4, I had gained my excitement back. By day 5, it was, you know, it got better from that point. It got really much better. And it just occurred to me recently, I thought maybe somebody could benefit from this. And I've tried to share it 3 times and the video crashed. So I'm hoping that this one makes it. If you are watching this, that means it made it. And this message possibly is for you. I'm glad. And that tells me something also, that this video, you are meant to see it, to listen to this and to hear this. Perhaps you're about to get into a space where you will have a similar experience. So please remember everything I have said in this video so that you don't make the mistakes I made. So the moment you catch yourself in a negative situation, please, 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 don't dissipate energy trying to exchange negativity with objectivity. Clear out of that space. If you know somebody who can help them, you can help them to get help. But please, you need to protect your energy. It's very, very important. I promised I was not going to make this so long. So I hope I have kept to my promise. Yoruba language, which is my mother tongue, they will say shoki lobeoge. It means that any soup that will be delicious is usually like it's not a lot. It just I hope I didn't murder that proverb. Okay, so thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe. If you have been here before, kudos. Thank you for coming back. If you have come across any of my videos in the past, let me know which one is your favorite so far, and please share, because you never can tell who might be benefiting from these seemingly simple messages. So please share. Also, importantly, if you have any similar experience to what I have shared in this video, perhaps you have been in a space before where there was just so much negative vibration, or there was negative energy, tell me in the comment section. Let me know what you did in that situation. Or are you the person who is bringing negative energy? I hope not. But in case you are, this is also reality check. None of us are perfect. So please, this is a check, because sometimes also you can be that person who's ruining people's joys with negativity and you might not even know it. So this is probably a reality check for you. So till you see me again in another video, protect your energy. See you again sometime. Mwah.